Hi guys, in today's Marketo tip we will talk about the custom object. Custom object, or how to incorporate your business model into Marketo. For instance, if you are a boat seller, you want to be able to target the boat who have been sold, who have been delivered, so that you can send personalized campaign to your prospect or your customers. I'm Sylvain Avril, founder of Merlin and Leonard, and certainly the Leonard's team, and this is a new Marketo tip. So, custom objects are managed in the admin part of Marketo. Here I'm in the Marketo custom object menu, and we see here that I've created a number of custom objects. And for instance, this custom object here will be useful for my today's Marketo tip. It's bateau, boat in French. Let's imagine I'm a company producing boats like Beneteau, for instance, in France, and I want to store in Marketo the boats that have been sold to my customer. I will create here a custom object boat. The constraint here is that I need to attach this object to either the person or the company. So here I've decided in the link field to link my boat to the lead through the ID I've created on my table. So I've got this person ID on the boat table so that we can link a boat and a person. And I can create freely all the fields I need for my boat. So here, sorry, it's in French, but it's the boat category, order date, or delivery date, the GAM. I'm not sure how to translate that. Oh, it's a subcategory, length, brand, the model, the name, the boat number, and the brochure URL. Once you've created your object, how do you upload data into that? I will show you an example with an Excel spreadsheet, but obviously you don't want to do that on the long run, but it's maybe practical to start with that. Obviously, you will create an integration between your either your, for instance, your website, back office, your CRM, your dataware, and you will push data regularly into Marketo in the custom object. Marketo proposes APIs to do that, so it's very easy to do. That's something we usually do. So here I've created this boat file with the ID of the boat, the ID of the person, the category, the subcategory, length, the model, and the boat number here. I've saved that as a CSV file, UTF-8 obviously, and I will be able in the database part here, and it's here, sorry. If I go here on the top menu of the database part, I've got the import custom data object data here that will, just like a person import, ask for the file. Then I need to say on which custom object I want to upload those data and how we will dedupe that. So I've put an ID in my field, so in my file, sorry, so I will use that. Then we have the mapping part exactly as the person. Here, this is the person ID. So I've already done an import. So yeah, Marketo has remembers the exact mapping I've done. Then I just put my email here and it's done. So once those boats are uploaded, you will see them on a personal profile in the database part. You see the traditional tab you have here, the custom, the info, company. If you have a CRM, you see opportunity and here Salesforce, standard, and custom field. And here I've got my custom object tab where I can choose one custom object. So here I choose the boat, and I will see that Pierre Le Marin has two boats exactly with the information I've just uploaded. So this allows me to target, for instance, the people having boats. Let's see that right away. Here I'm in a smart list in the database part, a test smart list, and I have a number of filter Marketo has added for me related to boat. I've got was added to boat here. So people who in the past have been added, who have bought a boat. So let's imagine that I want the person who have acquired a boat in the past 30 days. That will be done with the with this filter. So whether they have a boat now or not, so they may have acquired a boat, but if my integration also deletes the boat when the person sells a boat, I will have the person acquired the boat in the past, but even if they don't have a boat now. If I want to target the person who have a boat now, I will use the has boat filter. And again, I've got all the fields as constraint here. So for instance, I can ask, I want people having an engine boat compared to the other category. And I will get all the people here having boats. So that would give me only Pierre. I think only Pierre has got one. Right, so it is Pierre Lebrun. And as usual, Marketo has created also an inactivity filter. So if I want the person who have not purchased any boat in the last year, 1 year, I can use this filter. So it's great to target people who, for instance, have a boat and you have created a new model of the boat and you want to promote your new model to the people who have already purchased one. We have also the triggers. So here I've got added to boat and boat is updated. So either I want to deliver a welcome message to any person who purchases a boat. I will use this one, for instance, that will trigger the campaign in the future as soon as a person acquires a boat, as soon as a boat arrives into Marketo. And we can, for instance, differentiate the campaign based on any fields we have again in the database. So we could create a campaign specific for the motorboat and another one for the sailing boat. And we have the boat is updated trigger, which, for instance, will be useful if we want to trigger a campaign as soon as the delivery date is decided. So here I would say as soon as the delivery date here changes and the value is not empty, so meaning that we have decided the date and we have put the date into the database, we could send a notification email to the customer so that we can set up a meeting with him in the nearest dealer. So it's very useful for the customer marketing because customer marketing needs to be very precise regarding services or product that the person has already viewed, purchased, used. That's great for creating such campaigns. I hope it will be useful to you and see you soon for a new Marketo tip. Bye guys.